Do you want to make a hearty meal for the whole family, but you don't know what to choose? I recommend taking a closer look at this recipe for pork chops. We take 4 pieces and make shallow incisions into each one. You probably already know that this is meant so that the meat will absorb the tastes and cook faster. Turn the chops on the other side and repeat. Look how beautiful it's turned out. Pork is very fond of spices. You can choose different spices, but we chose the classic ones. Salt and ground black pepper. Again, turn the meat to the other side, season with salt and pepper. This is necessary so that the chops evenly absorb all the flavors. And if you don't want anyone to have a bland piece of meat, then follow my advice. Pour a tablespoon of vegetable oil into a pan. Traditionally, I use olive oil. And be sure to add a little butter. There's nothing that can replace the taste of butter. When it melts, spread the chops and fry for 2 or 3 minutes on one side. The pork should darken and acquire a light brown hue. After that, you can turn it over. In the meantime, we'll take care of these shallot onions. 1 head should be enough. Cut into small cubes. Have you ever noticed that meat is almost always served with onions? This is because the juice of the onion perfectly softens the protein fibers, and as a result, the meat becomes soft and tender. It's time to flip the chops so that they don't burn. It's easy to do this with a pair of tongs. Carefully pick up the bone and turn it over. You see the brown crust? This is what we want. We did the shallot onions. Now we need to add green ones. They're the perfect companions. For a soft taste, we finely chop green onions. Put the meat on a plate. It needs some rest. The most delicious thing left is the juice in the pan. We have to use it. Spread the shallots and greens right here. Just 1 minute is enough for the vegetables to absorb the taste. Then, fill with half a glass of white wine or water and simmer, stirring constantly. Don't be afraid of alcohol. During cooking, it will evaporate and leave a pleasant aftertaste. Add 170 milliliters of chicken or beef broth and return the meat to the pan. The pre-roasting will save some of the juices in the meat. Simmer the meat under a closed lid for 10 to 15 minutes. Well, we'll again deal with that greenery. This time, finely chop the parsley. It has a sweet, spicy, and tart taste and goes well with meat. By the way, it's almost ready. See for yourself. Transfer with tongs. Be careful not to get burned by the hot steam. The pork chops already look very appetizing. Cover them tightly with foil to preserve the juices while we finish the dish. We'll continue to simmer the sauce for a couple more minutes so that it thickens a little. Then add 115 milliliters of cream to it. Mix and warm it up for another 2 minutes. Look at what a beautiful caramel shade we got. After a few minutes, the sauce will become quite thick. Add a tablespoon of mayonnaise and parsley and mix well again. Now we've completed the task, 100%. What a delicate texture, like it's from a real fairy tale. Remove the foil from the chops. Thanks to the foil, all the juice remained inside the meat. Pour the sauce over it liberally and sprinkle in the remaining parsley. Let's check how soft the chops are. Wow, they just melt in your mouth and instantly separate from the bone. This dish was worth all the effort.